It's the final percent. The final percent. Yeah. All right, welcome to another episode of the Final Percent Podcast. And I am your host, Greg Kimball, and I'm going to be giving you an update on some things that we're going to be doing to change the show just a little bit, and I'm really excited about this. I'm going to stay on Mondays. You're going to get a little dose of me on Monday. However, we are actually going to have some other people take over other days on the show. So the Final Percent Podcast / the Final Percent Network, if you will, we're going to have Dr. Eileen Gallagher come on and interview some other people in the health space so that she can kind of talk to you about some of the things that she's doing and some of the things that she does in the health department, in different things like that, so that you can get not just my perspective on things, because again, the Final Percent is really a movement. It is an idea. It's a community. It's just a bunch of cool people that want to do cool things, and the best way to go do cool things is to be equipped with cool information that is not just my own. So with that being said, I just want to jump into this on an idea that might be controversial. I might piss off some people on this one, but it just is what it is. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's time. Okay? It's time. What is it time to do? It is time for you to get a job. Get a job, 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 get a job. I'm just tired. I'm tired of people hating on jobs. I think it is time for everybody to get a job, because one thing that I've learned is watching the idea, entrepreneurship is sexy. Entrepreneurship is easy. Entrepreneurship is that cool thing that people do when they don't want to have a job, when they don't want to have responsibility, when they don't want to do the things that they know they need to be doing. So they're like, you know what? I want freedom. I'm a thermostat. You know what? Everyone works on my time. Everyone does things my way. If you don't like it my way, then you can hit the highway. That kind of thing, right? But here's the problem. As I'm coaching entrepreneurs, as I'm coaching people in the health industry, as I'm coaching other speakers, as I'm coaching people in business, this idea of a job means just over broke. If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I'm here to tell you that life does not exist. You are telling yourself fantasies to try to make whatever it is okay. You're trying to tell yourself this weird, strange outcome so that you'll finally do the work so that you don't have to do the work. Do you hear how insane this sounds? And one of the things that I realized is, I love Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant had work ethic like there was no tomorrow. And I can't remember who it was, but he said, everyone was talking about Kobe Bryant's work ethic, and everybody was saying that this, that, and the other is cool. And you know what? I'm going to beat him to breakfast. That's what this guy said at training camp. So he set his alarm at, I think it was, 4 a.m. or something, maybe 4:30. I don't know. And he tells the story. Just look up, beat Kobe Bryant to breakfast on YouTube, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it. But anyway, he says he's going to beat Kobe Bryant to breakfast. He gets off of breakfast, he gets up, he walks downstairs, and Kobe Bryant was sitting there. But no, he wasn't just sitting there. He was eating breakfast, but he was sweating. He had sweat stains on his shirt. And it had dawned on this guy that he tried to beat Kobe Bryant to breakfast. But not only did Kobe Bryant beat him to breakfast, Kobe Bryant had already gotten one training session in before he allowed himself to have breakfast. And what I realized is, when people want to work out, so let's just apply the same philosophy to working out as the way that so-called or quote unquote entrepreneurs think that they want to get this accomplished. They're going to work out and they're going to get healthy so that they don't have to work out and be healthy. What? That's not how it works. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. That's 2 + 2 equals unicorn. 2 + 2 equals walrus. 2 + 2 equals fish. Something's fishy about that statement. And so what I realized is, get these non-negotiables. So I want you to start treating certain things that you know that you need to get done as if you have a job. Like, treat your workout like your job. Hey, you know what? I've got to get my workout in today. And I want you to feel like your boss is going to fire you if you don't show up and do the work. You want to know why? Because your body will fire you if you don't show up and do the work. Stop getting mad that life didn't give you the results for work you didn't do. We've been watching that meme and that saying and all of these things encapsulate the internet, encapsulate, Facebook and Instagram. Well, it's true. But there's so much out there that you really do need to do, but you got to be the person who does the work. And it's just interesting, I've made this really big life shift. We just got our first batch of supplements, and that was a lot of work, making decisions. That was a lot of work, making the logos, going through the FDA, finding fulfillment procedures. That was a lot of work trying things out, doing research. That was a lot of work going to the gym. That was a lot of work losing the weight. That was a lot of work. And it wasn't always fun. Now, why are we doing it? And I'm sorry, maybe I seem a little preachy or, I'm on one today. But I can't tell you how many times I have conversations where people are literally sitting here arguing with me saying, I quit my job so that I didn't have to go to work, so I didn't have to go do this. Well, man, you got to get back to that job mentality. Job doesn't mean just over broke. You gotta do the work. And so I want you to sometimes some of you out there need to treat your marriage like a job. And you gotta punch in, and you gotta put the time and the effort into that thing, and you gotta make it a non-negotiable. Some of you need to make going to the gym just like your job. Your friendships like a job. But we get this weird idea of freedom. Freedom is what happens when you do a great job. A job well done. A life well lived. But we are so concerned with trying to get out of doing the work, out of doing the job. We're addicted to compression. How can I compress my time? I just want to do it faster. We talk about the ER people. Oh, I just want to do it faster, bigger, stronger, newer, nicer. Get out of the land of the ER. Get a job. And I know that this might not be what you want to hear because I'm supposed to give you tactics, strategies. This is how you get it done. This is how you make a difference in your life. This is how you do it. I'm sorry to tell you that you need to start putting in the work. Stop thinking that multitasking is a superpower. You want to know what's a superpower? Single tasking. Getting something done. But there's so many people out there who they start getting, I've just been overweight my whole life. Yeah, because you don't do a good job of not eating. You don't do a good job of following through. You don't do a good job of making a difference, making different decisions. You don't do a good job. It's time to get a job and do a good job. It's time to put in the work. It's time to put in the work in your marriage. the work in your mind, the work in your heart. It's time to make a difference for you. I love what Jim Rohn said. He said, I'll take care of me for you if you take care of you for me. Oh, that's powerful. Show people what a good job looks like. Go the final percent. But if you want to change things, then change. That's it. Oh, well, Greg, that sounds easy enough. It is. It's a decision away from a completely different life, guys. You are one decision away from a completely different life. And if you can love you can love someone else properly. Now, what does that mean? So much of ourselves is spent running away from ourselves that we get into this hero worship. We get into these other things, and we get into comparative reality and the shoulds of life. Oh, I should be further. I should have this. I should be this. All because we don't understand who we actually are and what we actually want to do. Why? Because we're not willing to do the work. Well, that person did it. Yeah, because they did the work. It's time for everybody out there to get a job. Do a good job. What kind of job are you doing? What kind of job do people think, do they expect you to do? Do they think that you are going to do a good job? Do they think, if you get that call to stand on stage, do they think you're going to do a good job? If you get your proposal called, are you going to do a good job? Who knows? Who knows? You do. The person who knows is you. You know what kind of job you're capable of. Now ask yourself, what kind of job am I actually giving? Because you know what you're capable of, you know what other people probably expect, and you know what you actually do. It's time to do a job. It's time to get a job. It's time to put in the work. So when you say, hey, I'm going to lose the weight, treat it like a job. This whole idea of freedom and entrepreneurial, I can live the life of my dreams, and that's cool. That's true. I'm an entrepreneur. I love it. However, entrepreneurs, I'm going to give you guys a little secret, are also the biggest procrastinators on planet Earth. They'll put themselves under crazy deadlines. You want to know why? Because they could have done the work in a day, but they waited for, 2 or 3 weeks to get it done. Do the work. You want to lose the weight? Do the work. You want to make the money? Do the work. But there are aspects of your life that you need to start treating like a job. Show up, whether you like it or not. Show up. Do the work. Make the phone calls. Read the books. Implement the practices. Whether you like it or not, whether you feel like it or not. That is how you get to the place to where you can live the life that you want because you did the work. That is a result of doing the work. You didn't become an entrepreneur because you don't like doing work. Trust me. If you signed up to run your own business, you must be addicted to work to have any shot at this. And it's time to do the work. So treat it like a job. This has been the final percent. Obviously, this is probably triggered. You guys are getting a little bit of me in a little bit of a rant. Thank you for listening. But I just found it very helpful because it applies to anything that you need to get done where procrastination is present. Treat it like a job. Like it's your very first job and you're trying to, buy your first car, get that down payment because your parents said they'd match you, and you show up every day, whether you like it or not, because you want to do a good job. You want to get that result. It's time to get a job. This has been the Final Percent Podcast. It's the